to character your way?
Perfect is one way to put it, Milky, but good enough, for sure. As we head back onto the Rift, Tom Rio has retained his spot. Fair enough, after a win. Why not? Levi can get a nice early night's sleep, even though that would be incredibly early. He's an old man, you know. I'm an old man. I mean, I think I'm older than him, but...
Levi is 1997.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, you're pretty close together. Talking about old people, we're not talking about me. But I'm excited to see Zeri against Zeri Lulu. I don't think we've seen Zeri Lulu together too many times, even globally. Usually it's Yumi, but here is Kiaya with no flash.
What are you doing here, son? He's got the skip and snip, so he should be able to get away. But now you go to lane on half health, and you accomplished nothing?
A little bit of information gained, I guess you could say, if you're very positive, but yeah, not the greatest start. Now, Kiaya Gwen is actually quite interesting for people who want to follow the VCS or have just started following the VCS, because I believe he has not played Gwen in the VCS
Almost
so far.
always a Levi pick.
But he has actually played her quite a bit over at the C Games. Yeah, not a single pick in the VCS, so if you look at his statistics, you might be confused, as we have a level 2 engage.
There is a bit of a scrap going on, and Ignite has been thrown out, but B will be warded off, so it is just going to be a health advantage for GAM.
Exhaust traded for Ignite. Usually that is... doesn't really go either way. I'd say the longer the fight goes, this should favor Team Flash's bot lane, generally, because Zeri stacking up all her lethal tempo stacks, then also having another rotation of a shield from Artie, usually should favor the Enchanter, so... potentially a little bit better for the side of Flash if they decide to trade. Of course, Zeri not the greatest early game laner, though we have actually seen her be quite a bit better in the last few instances we've seen Zeri, where she actually contested some of the early lanes. So maybe some Zeri players also being more proficient now with the champion that she's in the game for 2-3 months. So we've definitely seen a little bit of development over there, and this is another iteration. What is going on? How did Kati end? What? Wait, this is Kati's side of the map. How did Flash end up there? Never mind Kati. Kati was on the right side of the map. How did Flash?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And now Dante's on the path to top lane.
Yeah, he's coming straight in. Gwen can immune very few things
can
from
she?
the Volibear as the lightning lands. Dante gets a kill. Volibear
is a fun champion to play against in the early game. Wow, that is some burst damage. And Dante popping off today. GAM said, okay, Dante, it's Dante on the other side, so we can actually give Tom Rio a chance to play, because, come on, it's Dante. But Dante is definitely not having any of that. Amazing performances in the early game so far in both of these games. And once again, starting off with a 2-0 lead, they drafted another super strong early game mid-jungle duo. And Dante making play after play after play happen. 2-0 Volibear. This Lee Sin does not want to be on the same screen as the Volibear.
No, he certainly does not. But... he isn't at the moment. They are kind of just stealing each other's camps. I think they both have pretty good knowledge of where each other are. In fact, they both have perfect knowledge. As Kati still needs to be a little bit careful. If a scat of the week comes in, there could be a Volibear following it. But there's a lot of pings on that top lane. We do, but they can't give it to us. Not when he's coming in again.
The bear's looking for Kiaya.
There's a bear in there. But Kiaya's called the right direction. Yeah.
Okay, this time around, too many minions for Yoshino. He can't... The window...
Oh!
Flash, hello, Artie, your flash is ready?
And Airless is in trouble as well as GAM.
The kiting, though!
Going down 2-0 early. Cardi, he got in a little bit of trouble. That was probably as good as Airless could possibly have done, but it's not good enough.
What's happening?
And they're going under tower, and B is dying. Slater,
no!
Heal. He will go down.
Okay. It's a scrap.
Replays. Like, we need about 10 of them?
Yeah. I don't think we can afford any. I have no idea what's going on, but no, it's a 2-0 lead for Stahl. He's recovering from the last game where his early game was dreadful.
Document.
Ay. Okay, I still want to see the mid gank, but I don't think
Dante.
it's ever gonna happen.
No, it's way too far away as Dante comes in. And that's 3 kills for this very angry bear.
So hear me out here. Oh, replay. Which one is this?
Which one?
Oh, the bot lane. Okay.
Oh, okay, we're never seeing that mid lane play.
So, in this case, Arte died. He didn't flash, by the way. He could have flashed.
Yeah,
at
I think there's a
any
heal.
point.
Like, Slater has heal, I think he's what he was waiting for.
True, I guess, yeah. Miscommunication between the two. Maybe less on Artie than on Slater. I agree, yeah, that's a fair shout. Didn't actually look at that. But then we have B overextending a little bit. Slater also... Oh, no, never mind.
We come back to live as now Yoshino's getting dove. And you can't flash away from a Sonic Wave
And
that's
here
already
we
connected.
go.
And there's 4 in the bot lane. Your way, do you want to just, like... get off the cast and we'll just bring in Milky so that we just got 2 play-by-plays.
It's a play-by-color kind of series, and here is Artie. That's aggressive Lulu play.
Hooking in a bear, I'm not sure that's what you want on the end of your line. It certainly doesn't protect the ADC as Jinx has gone down. Artie throws out another shield with a glitter lance as well. Cardi's in trouble. It's a double kill picked up for Slater, and it's electrifying gameplay from this Zeri.
Oh no, it's the I played a late game victor in the last game syndrome where you don't forget that you're level 6 and don't actually deal any damage, especially into exhaust Lulu. He just ran there so excitedly. He looked at the enemies and thought he still had 3 items under his belt, was level 50 and could one-shot all of them. Instead he got one-shot, and now Flash off to an amazing start, got the first dragon as well. With the gold lead against GAM, that's something we almost never see happening, as this was the dive setup easily done. Not much Yoshino can do differently. He can try to flash something here, but
Now
it's
he
not...
has to flash. Yeah. Oh, hello. Speaking of flashing, Erlis couldn't.
Tom Rio making a name for himself, and of course he has to be a good Lee Sin player, because he can never be on a VCS team, probably even a VCSD team, and not be an amazing Lee Sin. Everyone needs to be an amazing Lee Sin player.
It's a little known fact that the way they find VCS players is, on rare occasions, a baby in Vietnam will actually be born with a bandana over their eyes, and they just immediately go, send him to the monks. And then 15 years later, there they are in Challenger.
Well, it happens so often, so it's not actually that rare an occasion, I'd say. But we have another good Lee Sin player here.
But this is a bit of a chaotic game, to say the least. But it's going to be Rift Herald the next on the menu. GAM has full control over this one. Flash looks like they want to make an issue out of it, though, and with a strong jungler, why wouldn't you? But they just put all of the damage into
Slater.
Dante. It's a shutdown. It's a dead jungler. Slater has the move speed. They should be able to get on the Kia fairly easily once that hallowed miss goes down, but it buys enough time that Slater will fall, and Flash have mis-executed this play.
They chose to fight without Lulu ultimate, and Lulu just stood there, had one ability to cast. With Lulu ultimate, they could have turned around the engage on Dante, and Dante oversteps for the first time. He didn't even get to use his ultimate there, as I see his ultimate being available. So he just walked in there without his ultimate. Huge lapse of judgment from the side of Flash. Honestly, the whole team, and once again they really misplay the first Rift Herald. It happened in the last game as well, if you remember, with Kia getting there and sealing away the first Rift Herald, and then them all dying over there as well. So Flash seems to have a problem with the first Rift Herald. Yeah, look at Dante. His ultimate is up and he's not using... Oh, I think he could have...
Shocker.
He probably could have
He thought he was
faulted.
tankier than he is.
Yeah, and Volibear is deceptively squishy.
Play on the bottom side, as now it's turned around. Slater's going to be sacrificed. And Flash, you were keeping it blow for blow, but it's just been 2 punches to the jaw in a row. You don't have too many teeth left.
They try to play the GAM style, the old GAM style. GAM has evolved away from this kind of team where everything is just chaos. But they can still do it. They can still do it, as you can see. And you can keep up for a few minutes. You can keep up for maybe 5 minutes, for 10 minutes. But then every single play is another question asked by the GAM players. Can you actually challenge us on the mechanical level? Can you outplay us 1 for 1 for 1? It's the old LPL approach we all know and love. And in the end, GAM always wins, and suddenly it's almost a 3k gold lead with a 4-0 jungler.
2 levels up, by the way. Dante has fallen so far behind as he's not going to have any right to his red buff. He cannot step up, tries to steal it with the lightning, but it doesn't strike fast enough. On the other side, Yoshino has actually just killed Kiaya.
Yep, I think there was a tower involved, probably. Wow, that Q... Okay, I feel for Alice. That Q was bullshit.
That threaded a needle.
Yeah, the minions just all stepped aside very generously. So, oh, Tom Rio, you're new to the VCS. Well, welcome.
As now Carty's in trouble. He's on the run, but the robot legs can only pump so hard. He will go down. Still want to see what happened in the top lane, but I don't know if we ever will.
I don't think
and
it
the
was
Rift
that
Herald
exciting,
charges on in. Scatter the Weak comes in, but it's just going to fend them off as they clear out the Rift Herald. There's a rocket racing over. Dante's low. Can't step back in for his shield, so he'll limp away.
Okay, we might have half a minute. Nope, never mind. Replaying top lane. Here we go. Probably Drunk Man throws beer at Seamstress. There we go.
Oh, is this you at Oktoberfest?
Okay. I thought you were real life Gragas.
I mean, I'm pretty close, but I'm not German. He is wearing the Oktoberfest Gragas.
Okay. We need to make something very clear here, okay? I'm
dead.
German, but not Bavarian, so this is nowhere close to any of my culture.
I'll take your word for it. I'm actually going to Europe at the end of the year. We'll have to catch up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I remember when I lived in Japan, there were Oktoberfests all over Tokyo.
There are in Melbourne as well.
Yeah, and my Japanese friends all wanted to go to an Oktoberfest with me. I was like, why? I haven't ever gone to the one in Germany either. I don't even like beer particularly. So, nah, let's not.
Look, you forget the main draw of events that involve drinking. The drinking. Just getting absolutely plastered is always the pull. As we should probably focus back up on the game so that we don't appear like we've just come from an Oktoberfest. As overall, things have stabilized somewhat. Yoshino is a point of power, but he's just oh god, just as I say it, they're about to both die. Why do I talk?
The Flash's spot lane, they were only prepared to play Yushinami. It was one play, they had the one play ready. Oh, Yoshino, interesting. That was cool.
It was, but cool points only get you so far.
That's true. Unfortunately, there was still a tower involved, and he's not quite tanky enough to stay on the tower against two strong champions. Now a 5-0 Lee Sin, so last game I flamed Milky for giving points to Tom Rio, because that's going to be annoying for the MVP sheet. But I think we had to add him anyway after this game, because he's definitely making a name for himself in this game. That's good to see. And Levi is probably a little bit angry with his other jungler, because now he has to split time, and he wants the MVP points too. Though, to be fair, on the official list, Levi isn't super high this split, so he's not really in contention for MVP over in Vietnam anyway, so maybe that's also a consideration, because Levi kind of is the king of GAM. I don't think Levi would have said, Tom Rio gets a game if I'm close to the MVP's total. But he's not, so he can give over.
I mean, I kind of imagine it like a scene out of The Godfather. Like, Hanke enters, it's like a dark office, and Levi's just sitting there slumped back in his chair, and it's like, Don Levi, we'd like to give your apprentice some game time. You come to me when I am leading the MVP point race, and you ask me if I will sit for a game. But he wasn't leading the MVP point race, so it's okay. He can take his break. I'm sure he won't mind. But let's focus back onto the players we do have on the Rift. As Flash have put together a push down to the bottom side, but look at the answer. Look at the observers. Look at the answer, please. As they have caught onto Yoshino, who does belly bop away, but it has full topside control for GAM.
Can we talk about a 7k gold lead at 15 minutes for GAM? Where did this come from? That's ridiculous. Well, finally a little bit better again in the gold lead. They started the split with 5k. Oh, Yoshino.
Oh, hook.
Oh, this could be a good counterplay. Yoshino's tanky. He has some CC too.
Carty takes a lot of damage from the combo of the barrel and the tower shot, but it's still just 4v3. And with the gravity field down, I think it's too scary to go into.
Zeri's too far away.
Is here, tagged up, tower really low. Of course, Jinx can get excited off it as well. They just use a heal and they walk away.
Yeah, they really wanted to go for the play, but without Zeri, there's no one who can really deal DPS. You have a Syndra that's behind and can't really move aggressively anyway. You have a Lulu trying to buff a full tank volley bear. Yeah, the options just weren't there, as now Lulu's in trouble.
Well, you say trouble. W's a really good spell.
Slater.
As Tomrio cannot get in there. Slater playing with fire, but in that part of the map, Zeri is so slippery.
Very true.
With how that E works. So no punishment available. GAM will just back off and go up to a Herald. That's nice.
Okay, so GAM has definitely gotten into serious mode after the first, very quirky, let's put it that way, first 10 or 8 minutes. Afterwards, it has been all business for GAM. I think Hanke was a little bit angry, so the players are now in their undefeated mode, and look at this game, it's an 8k gold lead now. Team Flash was able to actually put in some work. I'm still impressed with Team Flash. So this week I came in, I looked at the schedule, and Flash was staring down Cerberus and GAM. And all I hoped for Flash was one game. Now they already won 2 games yesterday, they won the series, so they already overachieved in my mind, and they're putting up really good early games and very good plans into GAM. It's not enough to actually take games off GAM so far. I mean, the game's not over, but it doesn't look likely, but it's still a good sign, because even Cerberus fell 0-2 to GAM, so it's no shame falling against the 9-0 team, and you really don't need this victory to go to playoffs. It would be nice, but the other games are much more important, so I'm still happy for Flash, and I still think we see some good performance, especially from Dante in the early game.
Yeah, they have found their way onto Kiaya. Try and take him down. Excellently layered CC. Erlis will be the beneficiary. Rocket comes in. Just
get the tower, guys.
I guess. Firework. They are not getting the tower because they have to immediately go to bot lane. And mid lane, rather. That's what I meant to say. As Erlis has to respond to back Slater up. There's a Herald as well. So, in the end, Flash get nothing from this. And GAM, they do this every game your way.
Their macro is pretty good, especially their course map is way better than any other team in the league.
Not even close.
Dante... Oh, there's teleport. This is the Hail Mary. Slater's sliding in. He wants this.
Carty's in a lot of trouble. That should be an easy kill as soon as that stasis ends. No, he flashes away, and they turn it around. That is a disaster. As you said, it was a Hail Mary, but Mother Mary has not come as GAM get the kill. They continue the push.
He actually zapped some power away from me, cursing Flash there with the easy kill on Carty prediction. That's something only I do usually. Where did you get this power from?
I've had some filthy ones. Do you not remember that base race where I yelled, "You don't win"? Ooh. As the tower now falls, it's an excited style, whipping that cork out. But that came out wrong, but we'll move on. Jesus.
Well, it's a little bit of a silly affair, not only on the gameplay, also on the caster desk. Apologies. Well, 3 items finished for Style. 3.5 items. This is a very different look. Man, look at the items for Style. I've just realized he has an IE finished at this point in the game. It's 20 minutes in.
He's got 6 kills. He's large.
And Slater has 4 kills himself, but he's barely on 2 items. What is this? How does he have so much gold? This is insane.
Yeah, he's a big lad. He's got 6 kills. He has gotten several towers as well. So Style is massive. See if he can keep that going. I think Flash, look, they're 9k down. The run of the map is fully into GAM. They might try and bleed out slowly. I'm never a fan of that. I always think if things don't get better for you, you may as well just throw things at the wall.
It very, very much depends on your composition, in my opinion. And most of the time I'm with you. In this case, you have Zeri Lulu. So there could be an argument made.
Jinx Victor.
Yeah, but Zeri Lulu is a different beast, and they actually get a kill on Zeri as the observers are very slow. I'm not sure why that took such a long time. That's a good shutdown on Kati, who actually used his Zhonya's even. Why are you there, Dante? Well, 1 for 1, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't have his guide to take him through the underworld there. So have to figure that one out as they have begun the Baron. There is no contest, of course, with Dante getting picked off.
You say that, but they're here.
Yeah, they're here. I don't know why they are. There's no hope of a steal. Now Yoshino getting hooked. He is very tanky as he throws out the barrel, but all it really does is miss position style very slightly. Yoshino throws his life away, and it feels like he might have just thrown the towel as well.
Yeah, and I feel like Flash is showing good signs in many different instances, but you can also see that this is not 2020 Flash. I think 2020 Flash would have been on the same page. They would have reacted to the same engage from Yoshino. In this case, they were all a little bit scattered and not really sure if they wanted to go for the fight or not. You have to consider Slater had everything available. Ultimate Flash, the ultimate from Artie was ready, he had his heal, so they could have definitely tried to contest the enemy team that was weakened at least a little bit by the Baron. And I think that's what Yoshino went for, as that is one of the worst Zhonya's I've ever seen. Stunning yourself in place is not a very good choice.
Almost looked like a fat finger. That looked like a fat finger, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, the bear is scary. It's big and scary. It's running at you. You want a Zhonya's, but...
And I'm hoping that bear does get one more chance. You know, there is a belief amongst hunters that one of the most dishonorable things you can do is kill a hibernating bear. And I think this bear's, you know, after that exciting early game, is pretty close to being in hibernation. It's believed that if you kill a hibernating bear, it will come back and kill you as a ghost, because while bears are hibernating, their souls aren't in their body. Fun fact about Finnish folklore.
Oh, did you see
Finnish folklore?
This just reminds me that I read an article about apparently the first iteration of the human hibernating happened, where someone was able to survive for like almost a month because his bodily functions just not shut down completely, but basically went into hibernation. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah.
Did you also know that the word bear, or the root word for bear, actually essentially means like that the name that shall not be spoken? Because it was believed that saying the actual name of a bear would make a bear appear.
What is happening in these tales?
Yeah. Also, Antarctica and the Arctic. The Arctic means place with bears. The Antarctic is place with no bears.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because there's no polar bears in Antarctica. They're only in
That's very true.
the north. Fun fact, bear facts with VCS English. I hope you guys are enjoying, because there's not much happening on screen.
Much more enjoyable than the bear in this game. Though his early game was good, once again. Dante, right now he doesn't look too great, but he had a great early game. He had some really good action. Then he really messed up his level 6, his level 7, and fell behind. That was one auto attack on the tank, by the way.
Yeah,
yikes.
Yeah, that one is a little bit freaky, as Style is a large boy. We've really haven't been calling him out too much because he's just been doing it very quietly, which, to be fair, on a Jinx is sort of exactly what you want. You just want him to be standing at the back of team fights, just A-clicking.
It's a very good recovery from the last game, because in the last game he didn't look too great, especially in the early game. They definitely lost the 2v2 in the bot lane for the most part. Oh, Kiai caught out under towers.
Yeah, Kiai is in trouble, but he is immune, but not immune enough as he goes down. Tomrio misses a Q onto Earlis. That actually buys precious time, but I don't think it's going to buy enough as the towers begin to fall. Slater is spooled up. Can they actually do anything? This is low health bars, Slater. This is your time to shine, mate. He's got one, he's got two, but two is all it will be, as that's a quadra kill in the other direction for Style, and it's a battle of the ADCs that